You have the wrong hammer.
No, get that thing away from here.
You need this one.
All right, got my new block back from machine work. We're gonna try to get her together. It's a dart block. I've been going with a factory block this whole time. So hopefully we can get after it a little bit harder. I think we're at, if it's not 15, it's 14 days till we leave for sick week. So need to get this together and in the car in that amount of time. And that's also with doing family stuff. So it's gonna be a little tight. Hopefully this one makes it. If not, I will put my heads back on the old short block, which is still sitting in the car. But for now, we'll go after this. So we'll go over this. So I got a new dart block, went to a non-VVT block, had this for a year and a half, a little over a year and a half now, and finally getting it together. Got a HHP billet crank they offer. This is a 4-inch stroke. It's a little bit more stroke than I wanted, but we're working with them, and this is the shortest stroke they had to offer at the time that we got it. Might still be that way. We're still running an MGP aluminum rod, but we upped it to a 990 pin, just to make it a little stronger so we don't have to worry about bending any wrist pins. And a Wiseco piston for it. It'll be 10.5 to 1, just like the old motor. We got a new cam from Brian Tooley. Nick expected for me, went a little more aggressive, obviously, with more cubes. The old motor we're running at about 35 pounds, and I'm hoping to run this one at 40, 45 to start. Maybe a little bit more from after that. This one is O-ringed. I went to a double O-ring like we have on Rick and Chuck's. So that means there's an O-ring in the deck and an O-ring in the head. Heads are still at the machine shop. Because I need a valve job, and I'm still waiting on my valves to show up. They're supposed to be here early this week, but they are still not here. So as soon as we're done filming this, I'm going to go and shoot them an email and see if there's something holding them up. So hopefully we can have a short block together by the end of the day, if everything goes smoothly. If that's the case, I'm going to feel a lot better than I did 2 days ago. So start slapping her together.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Prices making it up to sick week. Crew rolling thick. Big 3. Rolling up to sick week. Crew rolling thick. Big 3 hitting hard. Yet a week get sick. Rick in the duster, a monster in his veins. Living life wide open, no brakes, no chains. Chuck station wagon, zooming, screaming loud. Setting off alarms, wake the whole dang crowd. Bob's old Mustang, mopa heartbeats. Quarter-mile warrior, bringing heat to the streets. Sick week, we ride fast, money, fast whips. Best friends, fat stacks, taking road trips. The grind makes us brothers, dragging real quick.
Okay, shove your shaft in, Bob.
Nick all the cam bearings doing it.
That's typical.
This ain't for the weak, sick week makes the weak sick. Tom is the chief, crew fuel for the fight. Yeah. Jimmy's on a quest, living wild every night. Logan repping 501, converters on deck. And raised from NASA, keeping it high tech. Sim from Michigan, Matt with the lens. Capturing the chaos from start to the end. Bob stats posted, old school vibes. 3 cars deep, all built to survive. Days are tough, but we never back down. High roads, cold nights in every small town. Tom Bailey set it up, this is more than a race. It's a test of the strongest, keeping up the pace. Old school muscle, new school fire. Burning methanol, we ain't here to retire.
One thing I like about this dart block is it gets away from the cross bolt and it goes displayed. So what that means is these are straight up and down, but these go in at an angle and they help tie in all the main webbing. It's a lot stronger than a cross bolt. And then also it opens up all this room right here. So there's a lot of airflow happening when an engine's running. So you got the piston going up and down, so air's going back and forth. It gives it somewhere to go and it makes it easier so it's not pushing into the oil. So kind of helps with windage and everything as well. So better breathing engine, stronger bottom end, so we shouldn't have any, less likely to have cap walk and the block cracking down there.
Pressure makes diamonds same way, boost build speed. Drag wave 42 where the boost climbs high. Turbo sing sharp and the big blocks cry. This ain't just a rebuild, this a resurrection action. Ashes to ambition, now it's full throttle direction. Every bolt, every pass, every late night trip. Haters ran their mouth but can't touch our time slip. Pull to the lights, you can feel the score. This ain't just racing, this is war. From the smoke to the spotlight, forged in heat. What we lost in flames, we reclaimed in the street. New shop doors open, you can feel that sound. Where the fire once hit, now the winds come round. Concrete floors, but the roots run deep. Every lift, every tool, got a story to keep. It's family, it's trust, it's long nights and plans. It's the bond of three brothers who drew a line in the sand. We don't talk legacy, we live it and still. In the welds, in the runs, in the way that it feels. Three brothers in boost, been tight since teens. Built this dream out of grit, gas, and machine.
Alright guys, 14 days till sick week. Here we are putting Bob's pistons in. Bob, show him how to do it.
See if we can fight this one in.
You're almost there. You're doing great.
Yeah, you get a better ring compressor for these.
Better ring compressor, Matt. Order that for the next one after sick week. Just like that.
So this one wants to go in with these O-rings. Nope. Because there's a camera.
You just have the wrong hammer.
No. Get the thing away from here.
You need this one.
So this crank and this block with these rods require quite a bit of clearancing. It's gonna be kind of hard to see, but you can see some of it. The normal clearancing here at the bottom of the cylinder had to come all through here, and then the big old notch there. And then also on the bottom side needed a ton of clearancing. Like up near, I mean, it's not near the cam because the cam's so high in these, but in that general area where a cam normally would be, all that needed ground out too. Plus this crankshaft was really close to some of the webbing in here. So there's a bunch of clearancing all through here on all of them. With this piston and stuff, we can't run the reluctor wheel. It hits the piston, and we're not clearancing the piston for that, not in something like this. So we will be doing a crank trigger this time, and got rid of the reluctor inside. It's probably better anyway. So yeah, now I got to start. I'm going to torque all the rods. Then I got to modify some keyways to fit this crank, and then we'll start degreeing in the camshaft, and then start getting the old short block out of the car. So that way I can steal some parts off of it for this one. Timing cover, oil pan, a couple other random things. We'll get this one situated and hopefully in the car next week. Well, finally getting the short block out of this thing. I think it's 10 days till we leave. My valves just showed up today, so they got dropped off to the machine shop because the heads need valve job and whatnot. So the new short block is done. I just need to steal a timing cover and an oil pan. Maybe one other thing off of here. Hopefully get the new motor together and done very soon and get it in here. All right, so got the old motor, it's warm. Got the old motor out of my car. I took the oil pan off already. Got to wash that. So I got to steal the oil pan for the new motor. I got to steal the balancer and timing cover for the new motor. One thing that is different, I knew it was different, is the oil pump. So this is a VVT oil pump in here. So you see how it's kind of like perpendicular to everything. And then this is a non-VVT pump. It has got an angle to it. So I need to modify the pickup so it can still bolt on there. Next thing I'm gonna have to do is get the, hoping these are the same, we'll find out. I gotta steal the support out of here and put it on here. If not, I gotta make something. One other thing that we did that we haven't covered yet is I ran into some side clearance issues. Of course, this won't spread apart right now. I didn't have enough. So I had to take everything back apart, and then we machined, took 10 off of each rod on this side. And then also it was touching the piston at the top, so it wouldn't let the rod go over, so then I took 25 off up there, just to make sure that everything stayed square and didn't try to kick or do anything dumb. So that's why you gotta check these things. Not sure why this one's like that. I'm not sure if it's the crank or the block. I don't think the block's off, but it's probably the crank. Everything needs to be checked on this type of stuff because you always run into those type of issues. So that's it for now. I gotta, like I said, continue to take this apart, clean some stuff, and hopefully have this ready for the heads that should be done today. I gotta get a valve job with the new valves, and then I gotta put them together and put them on and measure for push rods. Any luck, we'll be done measuring today, but odds are it'll probably be tomorrow, just the way things go. And get those coming from Manton. So I don't have the timing cover off that one, so we can't look at that one yet, but this is a non-VVT motor. That's a VVT motor, so the timing sets are different. So the whole front of the block behind the timing cover is different. I bought a billet gear for this, but I forgot, and now it's too late. The dowel pin in the cam is too small, so that needs to come out, be adapted to the billet one. So now that we don't have time, I just used this whole timing set. The reason we use a billet one is these like to come loose. This is the reluctor wheel for the cam position sensor. So obviously that needs to not be an issue. So we welded it and hope that's good enough for now. Next time we're in it, maybe we'll go through and try to get this billet one in there. But for now, saying it's just a manly double roller timing set. That's what people were recommending me to go to, so that's what I went to. But yeah, so everything's welded to hopefully keep this from moving too much. Hopefully it doesn't bite us in the butt later, but we'll see. All right, so switching from VVT front to non-VVT front, another issue. I was hoping to reuse my balancer, but just not gonna happen. You can see, it's pretty obvious, the length of snout sticking out here versus the length of snout sticking out here is drastically different. So the hub isn't long enough, so it would press on and be like sitting here, so obviously the bolt won't tighten against the hub, tighten against the crank, which doesn't do anything. Which also to help keep my belt, we're trying to get the belt spacing right. So we'll see if this works out. Fingers crossed. I'm doing all this because I'm trying to keep my motor plate and mounts in the car and all that. Josh King has one because nobody else seems to have one in stock. So he's going to send me one, and it'll be here tomorrow, and hopefully it fixes all this. One problem after another, but that's what this is. That's how this is. I wish all the Smith Innovation stuff was out before I ordered this block. And I would have just stayed with VVT stuff and ran his stuff on the front, but too late now. So work our way through these problems. Not a huge deal. We will get it figured out. 9 days. All right, so I'm going to put everything on dry right now because I have to check piston to valve and get a push rod length. So installing these 0.1 studs here. This is their H270 material, they call it. Got a little bit of something in the thread there. Anyways, come nicely packaged and these little sleeves and everything to protect them. It's a nice looking stud. So we're gonna get all these in, put the head on just like we would if we were final installing it, other than the sealant. These are Cometic copper head gaskets. And like this thing is double O-ring, just like Chuck and Rick's. So we got an O-ring in the block and an O-ring in the head that are right on top of each other. Try to really seal everything in. So we're gonna get this head on real quick, do piston to valve, then pull it back off, then put it back on, check push rod length, get those ordered, then put it on permanently, as long as everything checks fine. So that's where we're at now. Finally got our valves from Victory. I was tuliping all my intakes, so we moved to titanium intakes and Inconel exhaust. Same AFR heads, but O-ringed. Craig at RPM got a fresh valve job on here for us. And got everything set up, but I got some checker springs in here first. Forgot to put the clay in. I got to put the clay in, but we'll check that piston to valve. I think I've everything figured out so I can do this the best I can with the time we have. So I got running a non-VVT block, but running a VVT timing cover, and now going to be a VVT balancer. Thank you, Josh, for sending me a non-VVT balancer, but it's not going to work, so appreciate it. So, differences between an aftermarket crank between VVT and non-VVT is just this little spacer. that you put right here. It sits right here. That's to space everything out because the cam is longer in a VVT motor. So everything's sucked in on this. So there's more crank sticking out. Not that that really matters, but kind of does. But anyway, so I took the spacer off of there, had to put a little step in it so it doesn't hit the oil pump. And I'm going to put this on here. And then the timing cover will go on and the balancer will go on. And in theory, and based on some measurements, it should just work. So we will see. So if this works, and we have a solution to if somebody's dumb and does what I did. Now there's better timing set options for the VVT motors to get rid of that cam phaser, which is just heavy and dumb to have slinging around at over 8,000. So that's why I ordered this block instead of the VVT version. But somebody did the same thing and wants to retain their cover. This should work for you. So just get that little crank spacer and you have to put a step in it or a chamfer on it. If there's enough demand, I might just have some made, but I doubt anybody else is going to need this. And now I can't get this on because I am exhausted. So in theory, when I push this balancer on, which I got to go get the tool for, my belt should still work and line up. We should be good.
Now I just gotta get the belt alignment tool and double check, make sure stuff lines up.
So here we are at Bob's car, and I don't know, I got the motor in there after I put it together. I self-assembled everything, got all back together. Bob was just, I don't know, bored at home, I guess, but I decided, I'll just come in and get his motor put together. I rebuilt the transmission, put that in there myself, got the crank sensor adapted on there today, added some more electronics inside the car for him, just to try to make it nicer for him. And then one big thing I got to do, and I'm going to maybe either get it knocked out tonight or first thing in the morning before he gets back. We had to put a crank trigger on it. Had some issues with the reluctor wheel hitting the pistons, which you'd never want. So we just put a crank trigger on the front of it. The Gen 3 Hemis, the crank and cam are both tied into one for power for the sensors, but they are 5 volt. This sensor needs to be greater than 8 volt to work. So we need to run a wire from here back to the ECU to run into the EST out wire on the pin on the ECU to get 12 volts to this. So you need to keep it separate, but I am going to just extend the the crank sensor wires for signal and sensor ground and run those up there, run the other one back to the ECU and get him back in business so we can get this thing hopefully fired up as soon as push rods come in tomorrow, hopefully. It is Monday. Hopefully push rods tomorrow so we can get it running. I know he'd like to get it on the dyno before going, but we'll see, I guess. A lot to do and not a whole lot of time.
It may or may not start.
It's fair. I'm going to try to start this thing for the first time with the crank trigger and stuff, the new motor, so we'll see what it does. Yeah.
You want me to give it gas, Bob? Huh? Let me hold it full throttle for you?
Yeah.
First startup on the chip.
I don't know. inches above me.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Robbie said your push rods are too short.
You gotta move the distributor 180. That's what an old guy told me once. I just did.
All right, so I have my old push rods in here, unfortunately, because I ordered new ones, the right lengths. The exhaust on these are about 15 thou too long. The intakes are about 12 thou too short. Manton made them and shipped them out, and the last scan was on Saturday. Today's Tuesday in Chino, California. They're supposed to be FedEx 2-day, and they are MIA. So no real update on the tracking of those. So that's why I put these in, so I could get some heat cycle in this thing and get the heads retorqued and all that done. So if they show up, we'll put them in. Otherwise, we're going to run these. We have a tapping noise on the passenger side. Sounds like near the front. So pull the cover and double check that. Yeah, she runs. Seems to run okay. So we got to get the timing light on it, but the wires are missing, so we can put a timing light on it. They got burned up in the fire, so we got some new ones hopefully getting made, so we can verify ignition timing. I think that's it right now. I just got a couple things I got left to do. Like I got to verify ride height, double check my shifter adjustment. We got a fuel leak back here I got to fix. I think that's, and then trans fluid, and I think that's really about it. Really close on this one. One of those will be next, hopefully soon. Rick's saying to put it on the hub tomorrow, so we'll see. I don't care either way. Yeah, lost a bolt. I don't care either way. I just want theirs to get done. I don't want anybody pulled away from those to just put this on the dyno when it's probably pretty close. So, yeah, that's about it on the updates. Almost ready. So I saw my trailer though.